Hello everyone, I'm Swati Sharma from Department of Management Studies. Today's topic for discussion is cement industry. India is the second largest producer of cement in the world. Cement production reached 334.48 million tons in fiscal year 20, and the Indian cement industry is obviously dominated by few companies in India, and the top 20 cement companies account for almost 70% of the total cement production in the country. So this is the cement production of 2020. It is slightly changed in 2020. That's China is in top with 54% cement production, and then followed by India, US, Turkey, Brazil, and other countries. So India is at second position, which is 7%, 7 to 8% somewhere. If we talk about the data of 2015 to 2019, obviously no one can beat China. It's because the numbers are very high. So it is somewhere around 2 to 2,250 million metric tons production in each of the year from 2015 to 19. And India is at second position. It's very less and followed by so many countries like Vietnam, US, Egypt, Indonesia. So China is producing cement on a very large scale. And obviously there are some reasons behind that why China is producing production is very high because their labor cost and electricity and so many other things obviously the government and our if we talk about the demand, high cement demand to be driven by government focus on infrastructure and housing for all by 2022, and per capita cement consumption for cement stood at 235 kilograms in 2019. Opportunities obviously available in areas like housing, freight corridors, ports, and other infrastructure projects which are still going on in India. If we talk about the long-term potential, oligopoly market, it's oligopoly market because few players are there, and long-term cement demand growth is estimated at 1.2 times of GDP growth rate. If we talk about the investment part, FDI inflow in industries related to manufacturing of cement and gypsum products reached to 5.28 billion US dollar between April 2000 to March 2020. Now, if we see the problems of cement industry, first is unbalanced industrial structure. Despite all efforts, India has not been able to attain self-sufficiency in respect of industrial material. India is still dependent on foreign imports for transport equipment, machineries, iron and steel, paper chemicals and fertilizers, and etc. So, in the total industrial production, consumer goods contribute 38%. In newly industrialized countries like South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, it is somewhere around 29, 28, and 52 respectively. So, this shows that import substitution is still a distant goal for the country. Next problem is low demand. There is low demand for industrial products in the country due to low consumption level, weak purchasing power, and poor standard of living. The domestic market is chronically underdeveloped through lack of enthusiasm generated by the middle and upper class segment who do not wish to raise their standard and improve their living conditions. Third problem is regional concentration. In India, most of the industries are located in few selected areas, leaving out vast expanse of the country devoid of industrial establishments. Most of the industries are located in and around metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, etc. While the states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu well ahead in industrial development, others like Meghalaya, Manipur, Jammu, Himachal Pradesh, etc. are far behind. Third is loss in public sector industries. Owing to focus on socialistic pattern of development, investment under public sector industries increased phenomenally during early five-year plans. But due to the defective policy of the government characterized by red taps and inefficiency and strained labor management relations, most of these public sector enterprises are running in loss. So every year the government has to incur huge expenditure to cover up this loss. Next is industrial sickness. In the private industrial sector, a growing number of industrial units are becoming sick. Widespread sickness has indeed becoming a major problem of this sector. The casual factor of this sickness are deficient management, underutilization of capacity due to shortage of raw materials, coal, power, transport, etc. There are a number of problems, obviously. And in order to provide a focal point for the revival of the sick units, the Industrial Reconstruction Corporation was reconstituted in 1985 as the Industrial Reconstitution Bank. Then is lack of infrastructure. Inadequate infrastructural facility is another major problem faced by the Indian industries. Energy crisis has a great bearing on the industrial development and production. Although the installed capacity of electricity increased from like a few million tons kilometers to uh, very high numbers in 1991, if we talk about from 1996. So it leads to like power cut, rostering, which hampers the industrial production. Most of the state electricity boards are running in loss and are in deploration condition. Then improper location base. Industrial locations in several instances were established without reference to cost-effective points. Each state clamors for the establishment of major industries in the public sector within its boundaries, and the location decisions are often politically motivated. Then lack of capital. Indian industrial development is facing acute shortage of capital. The short-term and long-term loans from international agencies like World Bank, Asian Development Bank, or etc., have done more harm to the economy than taking out from the crisis. A lot of foreign exchange is being utilized in the payment of these loans. And the situation becomes acute when fresh loans are taken to pay the installments of the old loans. So, like due to the liberalization, the foreign exchange reserve position has improved in recent years, and flow of foreign capital has started in industrial sectors. So these foreign investors also do not like to invest in such industries which require large capital, need long gestation period, and where recovery is slow or more risk is involved. Instead of depending on foreign capital, we have to place more reliance on indigenous capital with greater emphasis on the development of priority industries. Last but not the least, the problem is shortage of industrial raw materials. Indian agriculture, the major source of industrial raw material, is still dependent on the monsoon. Natural calamities like drought, flood, etc., badly affect the agricultural production. So, as a failure of monsoon even affects the purchasing power of the people and also the demand for industrial products. So, it sometimes creates glut in the market and the industrial plumpness. Cement industry is recently facing such crisis. So, these are some of the problems faced by the cement industry. So, thank you for this topic.